is my appraisal, cause I'm a hooker selling songs and my pimp's a record label. This world is full of demon stocks and bonds and Bible traders. So I do the deed, get up and leave a climber and a sadist, yeah. Are you ready for the sequel? Ain't ready for the latest? In the garden of evil, I'm gonna be the greatest. In a golden cathedral, I'll be praying for the faithless. And if you lose, boo-hoo. Hey, look, ma, I made it. Hey, look, ma, I made it. Everything's coming up pieces, pieces. Don't wait, don't wait.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? The Ceremonial Witch is back. Third time this week. I'm on a fucking roll. And that's just the kind of person I am. Really, thing in my energetic makeup. Kind of an all or nothing guy. And that's kind of the point of polarization and depolarization. So even though I am still and always going to be in the process of depolarization. Fuck, that's hard to say for me. Tongue-tied. Since I'm always going to be trying to depolarize and maintain that depolarization, it doesn't mean that I cannot use polarity or have polarity kind of get me going. I've always been the kind of guy that when I'm excited about something, whether it's doing something, building something, or whatever, whenever I first get into it, I get so motivated that I don't want to stop, Morning and night, I will focus on just that one thing that excited me, sometimes for a few days. And then if I stop one day, say I'm not going to do it, then I will get to stuff where I don't do anything. I'm the kind of guy there, I don't maintain a nice, consistent rhythm. I tend to go big all at once, go give it a hell, and then kind of slack off or not do much for a while, and then get back into it. And that's what I noticed, because I know I'm at, there's like 200 and some downloads for my stuff. I think the first episode is the one that's been downloaded the most. But yeah, it's pretty cool when I look at that and I see 230 or 40 plays / downloads. It's fucking awesome, and it gets me pumped, and I want to do another one right away, But I gotta make sure I don't just get on here and just start fucking saying shit. And I said last time I was going to talk about in my next episode how to get into the self-hypnosis script and picking a magical name and identifying or giving a name to your subconscious mind and why it's important, from how it's going to be a great protection against most anyways. And I am going to get into that. Before I do that, I do need to I do want to talk about initiation and going down this path. Now, I don't know if people listening to me are adepts or beginners or all in between. This is my guess. It's probably a bunch of everybody, but I don't really know. I don't contact anybody. And that being said, like I said, I tried to make that Facebook page so I can contact people or talk to people. So if you're using the Spreaker app, my email's on there. And if anybody wants to talk to me or send me a message or ask a question or whatever, that's cool. There's no need to follow me or anything like that. You want to, that's cool, but there's no need for me to have followers. Like I said, if you want to hit the follow button on whatever you're watching, then that's cool. You don't need to. But if you do want to contact me and ask questions about the book, not the book I gave reference to, the book that the Mystery School channel, Frederick Xavier, gave reference to, but that is the same book that I am currently doing the curriculum in. I'm not at the end of the first grade or the first initiation, or the first part of the curriculum is your neophyte. Anyways, it'd be like the initial grade of neophyte. Now, it's not actually a grade or an elemental grade yet, because then after that grade, you have the first grade, which is the elemental grade of earth, and then I think it goes to air, and then water, and then air, and then fire. I'm not really sure, but I know the first one, it's not coming to me. My guess is if it starts earth, it's like doing the pentagram backwards, right? It'd be earth, and then water, and then fire, and then air. And I read this book, and I keep going back to this book for things whenever I need to. But yeah, so I'm at that point where I'm close to the end of it. I probably could be done, but I take Mind and Magic's opinion very seriously when he says, 10 to 12 months for every grade. Whenever the book says, I think 6 to 10. I think it's 6 months for every grade. But anyways, I take that very seriously. I mean, my initiation into that one, just like the year and a day I did, which I will get into, the witchcraft year and a day, but that was a lot of hereditary family witch stuff mixed with a couple other, I don't want to say covens, but priestess and priests courses here and there. And it's kind of cool because although it came from a pagan nature deity point of view, it was very similar to the ceremonial magic in the way of self-transformation. It doesn't say self-transformation, year to day, but it's basically trying to get you to do the same thing. So I can't really post or put anything up about that, but I can help or talk about it, or someone has questions and wants me to get into something. If you're not on Spreaker and you don't know my email address, it is Corey, Corey, dot, which I don't think the period matters, but Corey, period, LEBLANC 1111 at gmail.com. Once again, that's Corey.LeBlanc 1111 at gmail.com. And like I said, anybody wants to contact me, say hi, ask, whatever, ask me a question or anything like that. Like I said, I'm not trying to say I'm in depth or know all or anything like that, but any questions on anything I've covered, the stuff I cover is basically the stuff I feel comfortable covering, that I feel comfortable because I've done it and got results from it, or it has helped me transform my life and so on. So am I going to talk about astral projection? No, because I can't astral project. Or out-of-body experiences? No, that's only happened twice to me, and both kind of by accident, but I was able to maintain it when I realized it happened. And, I'm not going to talk about stuff like that. Channeling, I know a little bit about, but anyways, I'm getting off topic. What I want to do before I get into the hypnosis script and all that, talking about initiation, all that, the book, The Great Work of Self-Transformation, which was, I always put a tarot card normally for my picture. Today it's the PDF cover I found. And this book is, like I said, it's not hard to get. I'm not trying to advocate in getting free books that maybe we should pay for. But if you do this stuff and you feel this book is good and has helped you out, Liam Thomas Christopher, the creator, whom I've asked Spirit, the Divine, to, because I got his book for free. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I asked them to, give him the equivalent of, let him find money, let him get how much the book has cost times 4, by some crazy random way, I mean, that's not exactly what I did, but I don't like saying exactly what I do. I like saying kind of the concept, and then you guys figure out a way that it works for you, kind of thing, or pull or extract what I'm trying to say in your own way, because everybody's going to perceive things different through their, their nervous system, through their experience and all that. And so one way is not one fits all. So I'm trying to be vague, but send him some good energy, send him some money, something like that. I mean, if you're down this path and you're trying to draw stuff into your life, well, like I said before, everything is a circuit. Mind and Magic gets into this. I think Freak Phil touches on it too. I mean, if you give to people, you will receive. And I've spoken about this in the circuit thing. If you want money, well, give some money. And if you have no money to give because you can't pay your bills on that, well, instead of asking for money to come to you, ask to make the people around you receive money. And in turn, God, Spirit, the Divine, the angels, whomever you believe in, all the deities, the planetary gods, they will probably hook you up. And even if that's not how you look at it, if you look at it in the more science circuit way or the karma way, if you're giving people stuff, you're going to receive stuff. It's kind of the premise that Christmas should be built on. But anyways, so yeah, but I'm actually going to do something that I don't know if I should or not, but well, let's say I wrote down parts from the book, copied and paste, and I'm going to have probably Siri say it out. And it's just the banishings, the ritual banishing, the Kabbalistic cross, the middle pillar, and a few other things that might be important for anybody who doesn't have the book and is downloading my content, and they can listen to this, write it down as it's playing and whatnot. And if I have time after, because I think it's about 20 minutes of stuff of Siri telling you how to do these rituals, if I have time, I will get into why initiation is important and why you should be doing these things if you are starting an initiation of any kind. Actually, fuck it, I'll get into it right now. Initiation, in my view, and I read this from someone or heard it from someone, I can't remember who, but they said, in my experience, this is true. Anybody going down the path of magic, because in your life, there's gonna be a bunch of lessons you're gonna have to learn to, evolve. And someone who doesn't go down this path is going to get those lessons. They may learn from them, they may not. They may get stuck on one lesson. But when you get into this, the depolarizations, the banishings, all this stuff is important because you will want to be centered, you want to be grounded, and you don't want other people's thoughts and opinions hurting you. Why? Because initiation, I think it might have been Phil, actually, who's got a video, Initiation to Kill a Sacred Cow or something like that. And I think that's where some of this is coming from, I want to say. Because he talks about bloodlines and all that, and like I said, my grandmother was a witch. She read people's tea leaves, which is just like scrying out of a fucking mug that, whatever. She was a healer, and she got premonitions and all this, and that always stuck with me and kind of made me scared of this kind of stuff, because to me that made it true, because one of my family members could do it. Now, does that mean I can do that? No, I think I've said this before. She was the seventh sister of a seventh sister. And who is the seventh planet? Fucking Saturn, right? So that gave her the power. It doesn't give me right to the power that she has. But that being said, I know about this stuff, and that's a programming that was put in me as a child. My grandmother talking about the stories, all my cousins and my family talking about this. That made it real to me right from the get-go. So all the church shit that I got, that probably hurt me, and I had to get rid of that, and I have. But I always had this belief in witchcraft, magic, healing, power, stuff like that. And I mean, her mom made her stop doing it. My grandmother, her mother was also, she was the first seventh sister, and then my grandmother was the youngest and was the seventh sister of her family. But her mother made her stop practicing because they thought it was of the devil, and just like my grandmother's mother, well, her great-grandmother made her mother stop practicing. But anyways, that's off topic. Point is, everybody has these abilities. I kind of said this last video, people are going to be better at things depending on their chart, the day they were born, the signs and all that. So I don't really believe in bloodlines and all that. I do believe it helps, but it's all it's all paradigm, it's all programming. That's it. That's all it is. Because I had that programming as a kid that this stuff is real, and when you're a kid, you're way more influenced. So because I knew, and to me, I had proof. Why would my grandma lie to me, right? I mean, maybe some of these things, those foundations break, because all these people that you think wouldn't lie to you, whenever you find out they all lied to you about Santa Claus, maybe some of those break, I don't know, but it's always been real to me. Anyways, the initiation process, especially in my life, you are basically telling the universe, Saturn, your deities, whoever you're ready for, that, guys, I'm ready. Let's speed up this life process. Give me all my lessons now. And that's why following a curriculum and doing these certain things are going to help, because if you're not depolarized, if you're not self-transformed, if you're not balanced, then yeah, it could fuck your life right up. It could fuck you right up if you're not ready to go through some debt and poverty so you can become rich and realize that the pendulum swings both ways. The measure to the left is the same measure to the right. So if you're going with some pretty bad, rough times, just know that if you don't fucking keep focusing on it and just be thankful and extract a lesson from it, then the sooner you do that, it's going to swing to the other side. And this is another Hermetic principle, the principle of rhythm. So if it's all the way to the left, which you can say is poverty if you want, then as soon it's going to go to that same measure to the right. So in all honesty, the poorer and the shittier time you're going to have, if you can get through it without cursing yourself over and over again, that's why you depolarize and you do the banishing. So if you are doing that, it will give you some protection and all that. But the self-transform part is so you stop doing that shit and you realize it's wrong, then you will become the equal amount, but on the opposite side. you're going to be just as rich as as poor you were. And I'm living proof of this shit. Because, everybody's life does that. You go through hard times, you go through some good times. Everybody knows this. It goes back and forth, back and forth. They're really rich. Donald Trump, I'm not to use Donald Trump, or I don't want people to think I'm a fan or anything like that of him. But, how many times has he lost his millions and made it back? How is he able to do that? How is he able to lose everything and get it all back? Well, it's the rhythm. It's the law of rhythm and compensation, and the pendulum swings. So initiation is asking for all this shit to come to you fast. Now you can go in depth and say, the witch power is passed through sex and all that, and I'm sure there is. And there's not just one way to do anything. But if you want to become a witch or a ceremonial magician, you need to find a curriculum that works for you, or a year and a day. The witch side is more talk and teach other people hands-on. They do have books though, and the ceremonial magic, in my point of view, my perception is, you can learn from people, but it'd be more like a school, and it's more strict and all that. And sometimes you need that. It doesn't matter if you're a witch or not. Sometimes if you're a kind of witch that's like me, who's just gonna go big sometimes and sometimes slack the fuck off, you need a curriculum to follow, so that you can only do things certain days, so you have a checklist to look at. So if you want to go big, you can do a bunch of things so that you can slack off after. But anyways, I wanted to throw that out there, that hereditary witches and shit like that, technically we've all been, if you believe in reincarnation, we've all been coming back, and someone was a witch and someone was probably a witch burner. So that's that. It helps your programming. If you come from a line of witches and you believe in witches, then yeah, you're going to have that programming as a child that all this shit's real and that you can do these things. The more you believe that you have the powers that your great-grandmother or grandfather had, then the more likely you're going to be able to do it. Is it actually in your DNA and blood? I don't know. I can't tell you that for sure, but I know it's in your subconscious mind, and all our subconscious minds are connected. So, and that's the thing, you're in initiation, you're asking for all this. Well, everybody's subconscious mind is connected. So just like if you ask for 10 grand, and the universe is going to bring that 10 grand to you by the path of least resistance, which means all the people involved, whether they're witchy or magical or not, their subconscious mind is linked to yours. All of ours are. And the ones closest to you that's going to perform that action, they're the ones that, the Brinks truck guy is going to forget an envelope on top of the ATM, and you're going to walk in and boom, you're going to find it. And that was on him, but that's because your mind's linked up to his mind. This is how you affect things and you do things. And I know that kind of sounds ridiculous, but that actually happened here in my town. A lady found $37,000 in an envelope on top of, I want to say it was TD Bank, I'm not really sure. But right here in my hometown, that just happened. $37,000 in envelopes on top of the thing. The Brinks truck guy forgot it. Oh my God, what a score. That's amazing. And I could be all fucking jealous and pissy at that, but I'm not. I don't need 37 grand. It'd be great, but fucking all the power to her. That is fucking awesome. But anyways, so that's what I wanted to get into. Hereditary, which is initiation, is bringing all your life lessons in a faster speed. Now, it's not going to be one after another. It can be. So doing these exercises are important. Doing the banishing, the middle pillar, grounding outside, banishing your negative thoughts, because you don't want to add to what life is supposed to have taught you for, whether you're supposed to live 60 years, 80 years, 100 years. You don't want that to come in the next 10 to 20 years all at once. Plus, on top of that, you got other people's minds, opinions kind of cursing you or are. And the ones closest to you that's going to perform that action, they're the ones that, the Brinks truck guy is going to forget an envelope on top of the ATM, and you're going to walk in and boom, you're going to find it. And that was on him, but that's because your mind's linked up to his mind. This is how you affect things and you do things. And I know that kind of sounds ridiculous, but that actually happened here in my town. A lady found $37,000 in an envelope on top of, I want to say it was TD Bank, I'm not really sure. But right here in my hometown, that just happened. $37,000 in envelopes on top of the thing. The Brinks truck guy forgot it. Oh my God, what a score. That's amazing. And I could be all fucking jealous and pissy at that, but I'm not. I don't need 37 grand. It'd be great, but fucking all the power to her. That is fucking awesome. Anyways, so that's what I wanted to get into. Hereditary, which is initiation, is bringing all your life lessons in a faster speed. Now, it's not going to be one after another. It can be. So doing these exercises are important. Doing the banishing, the middle pillar, grounding outside, banishing your negative thoughts, because you don't want to add to what life is supposed to have taught you for whether you're supposed to live 60 years, 80 years, 100 years. You don't want that to come in the next 10 to 20 years all at once. Plus, on top of that, you got other people's minds, opinions kind of cursing you or sending you bad energy or harmful energy, and you're giving yourself harmful energy. So if you don't have the book, hit me up with an email. Maybe I can send it to you or get you a copy or show you where to get it. But this is right from the book. I hope you all enjoy. Have yourselves a great effing day. Like I said, any questions? Sorry, my daughter's trying to push me out of the kitchen right now. Any questions, anything, shoot me an email. Like I said, I tried to do the Facebook thing, it didn't work, but shoot me an email at Corey with an E, Corey, 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 period, dot, LeBlanc, LEBLANC, 1111 at gmail.com. Thank you.
Chapter 2, The Lesser Banishing Ritual of Pentagram, Part 1, The Kabbalistic Cross. 1. Stand in the middle of your ritual space, facing east. See yourself expand, growing gradually taller until you rise through the ceiling of the room, above the building, the landscape, and the planet. Continue to grow until the solar system is a disk at your feet and the stars begin to close in on your colossal form. Eventually, you rise above the spiral-armed vista of the Milky Way galaxy, and you continue to grow until our galaxy is a speck of light at your feet and the 100 billion or so other galaxies shine like stars in an oval shaped or a universe that encompasses your vast cosmic body. Know that even as you fill the universe and float in its midst, your feet are simultaneously planted firmly on the ground in your ritual space back on Earth. 2. Nidasi Sphuri off with a brilliance just above your head, about the emitter of a basketball. It is the light beyond all light, of which the light that comes from the sun is only a token. This is the power source of everything in the universe, the radiance that proceeds from the essence of all being. Reach up over your head with your right hand and draw down from it a shaft of light into the middle of your head, touching your forehead. It forms there a center of light just between and behind your eyebrows, and it illuminates your entire cranium with impossible brilliance. Vibrate the Hebrew word that means thine, Ada, to vibrate a name, chanted in long, resonant, monotone syllables. The voice should be fairly loud, about double the volume of a casual conversation. The vocal cords should be relaxed. The force off vibration should be both physical and psychological. Imagine that the steadiness of the tone you are vibrating can cause a breakthrough, carrying you past all of your previous preconceptions about life. The voice can be used to penetrate into places of the soul previously neglected and unknown. 3. Bring your right hand down to touch the solar plexus, simultaneously drawing the shaft of white brilliance to the earth at your feet. The solar plexus is located between the base of your sternum and your belly button. Vibrate the Hebrew word for kingdom. Malkuth. The U is pronounced as in the word book. 4. With the same hand, touch the right shoulder. See a shaft of light extend from its central axis like the arm of a cross, and vibrate the Hebrew words that, in this context, mean and the power, the Gavura. 5. Touch the left shoulder, seeing the same shaft of light extend to the left, and vibrate the words meaning and the glory, the Gadol. 6. Press the palms together at the breast and vibrate the words that mean forever. Amen. Leolahm. Ahmen. Part 2. The formulation of pentagrams. 1. Still fasten gist. Draw in theater before you owl large a banishing earth pentagram with your fully extended right arm and forefinger. Starting at the spot in front of the lower left hip, draw a bluish-white line up to a point high up and before your head. Continue the line down to a point before your right hip, then up before your left shoulder, over to the right, and back down to a point before the left hip. See the figure in front of you is perfectly proportional and is an all-encompassing representation of fearsome power. Breathe in deeply as though drawing energy from the hidden depths of the universe, and point at the center of the pentagram. Vibrating the God name. YHVH, pronounced Yod-Heh-Yuheh, an unspeakable name of God. Spelled out here in its individual Hebrew letters. See the pentagram burst into electric blue flame, like that of a gas jet on a stove, as though the symbol were charged and sealed by the power of the name. The first steps 19:20 chapter FLL Joe. 2. With the arm extended but the elbow just shy of being locked, pivot clockwise where you stand, drawing an electric blue line from the center of the pentagram and making a quarter of a circle as you turn to the south. Stop there and draw the pentagram as before, but this time vibrate. Adonai, my Lord. The I is pronounced as in the word I. 3. Continue the blue line to the west. Draw the pentagram and then vibrate. EHEIH. Pronounced Ahaya. It means I am. 4. Continue the blue line to the north. Draw the pentagram and vibrate. Agla. Pronounced Agayak. This is a Hebrew anagram for Adam Jiber Laolam Adonai, or thou art great forever, my Lord. Finish the line of your magic circle in the east. Stand in the center of fire circle and see the pentagrams in the air about you. Feel their fierce heat and protection. Part 3, Evocation of the Archangels. 1. Raise your arms out to your sides to form a cross, and envision Raphael, the Archangel of Air, standing before you in the east. His hair is blonde, his skin is fair, and his robe is yellow with flashes of violet. He stands atop a hill with the wind coming from the cloud-patched sky behind him, and he holds the caduceus wand of Hermes in his right hand. Say, before me, and then vibrate. Raphael, pronounced Raphael. 2. Visualize Gabriel, the archangel of water, standing behind you in the west. His robe is blue, flashing with orange. He stands in the shallows by a gushing spring. He holds a silver cup in his left hand. His hair is light brown, and his skin is fair. Feel moisture wafting in from the west. Beads of dew cling to and roll down the sides of his vestments. Say, behind me. And then vibrate. Gabriel, pronounced Gabriel. 3. In the south, see Michael, the great archangel of fire. His robe is brilliant scarlet, flashing green. He stands in the desert, and fire rises up from the burning sands around his feet. He holds upright in his right hand a flaming iron sword. His hair is black, and his skin is dark tan. Feel intense heat radiating from the south. Say, at my right hand, and then vibrate. Michael, pronounced Michael. The CH is pronounced softly, as in the name of the musical composer Bach. 4. In the north, see Oriel, the archangel of earth. His robes are black, flashing with green. He stands on black soil from which ripe wheat springs up behind him. He holds sheaves of wheat in his left hand. His hair is black, and his skin is fair. His eyes are intense, large, and dark. See cattle grazing in the field behind him. Beyond them is a forest, and beyond the forest are mountains. Say, and at my left hand, and then vibrate. Oriel, pronounced Oriel. 5. Still maintaining the arms in a cross, say, for about me hang the pentagrams. See the pentagrams, and within shines the 6-rayed star. See a hexagram floating in your torso. Its uppermost angle peaks in your throat, and its lowermost rests in your groin. The upright triangle is made of red fire. The downward pointing triangle is blue and wavers slightly, like a reflection. The first step's 21.
22 slapte heel joh.
On water. Feel the dry heat of the flame and the cool moisture of the water. These forces intertwine in your being. Part 4. Repeat the Kabbalistic cross. Following is a brief summary of this ritual for easy reference. The Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. Part 1. The Kabbalistic Cross. 1. Face east. Expand into the universe. 2. Bring down the light. Touch the forehead, and vibrate Ada. 3. Touch the solar plexus and vibrate Malkuth. 4. Touch the right shoulder and vibrate Va Gavura. 5. Touch the left shoulder and vibrate Va Gadula. 6. Press palms together at the breast and vibrate Leal arm. AHMEN. Part 2. The formulation of the pentagrams. 1. Facing east, draw a banishing earth pentagram. Point to its center and vibrate YHVH. 2. Draw a blue line to the south. Draw the pentagram, and vibrate Adona. 3. Continue the line to the west. Draw the pentagram, and vibrate EHEIH. 4. Continue the line to the north. Draw the pentagram, and vibrate Igla. 5. Complete Ethamagic Circle. Part 3. Evocation of the Archangels. 1. Raise the arms to form a cross. See the Archangel of Air, and say, before me, Raphael. Vibrate the names of the archangels in the following steps. 2. Visualize Gabriel and say, behind me, Gabriel. 3. Visualize Michael and say, at my right hand, Michael. 4. See Oriel and say, and at my left hand, Oriel. 5. Say, for about me flame the pentagrams, and within shine the 6. Rayed star. Visualize the 6-rayed star in your torso. Part 4. Repeat the Kabbalistic cross. 72 Chapter 4. If you feel dizzy or ill from the abundance of oxygen, stop and begin the ritual again after you have recovered. Over time, the dizziness will no longer occur, replaced instead by a sense of relaxed well-being or bliss. 2. The lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Perform this as detailed in Chapter 2. Use the visualization at the beginning of this ritual and combine it with what you have learned in the mythology section of this chapter. Expand your body to fill that great chasm that opened up within the restless light of the All-Mind. Identify with the universe that occupies that chasm. Know that you are, in your ordinary state of consciousness, a miniature reflection, a microcosm, of that macrocosm. This is an example of how ritual dramatizes myth, connecting you to higher levels of consciousness. As you float in the midst of this primordial space, know that beyond its boundary resides the limitless divine light. The sphere of reliance that descends to the crown of fire head is an extension of that light. 3. The middle pillar. The procedure for this essential Golden Dawn exercise appears here much as Israel Regardi revealed it in his book The Middle Pillar. You can perform this exercise standing or lying down within your circle. If you stand, turn around clockwise and face west for the middle pillar. If you lie down in your circle, point your head east and your feet west. Direct your attention to the sphere of light about an inch above the crown of your head. It is about half the diameter of a basketball, and all subsequent spheres you visualize will be the same size. Vibrate the Hebrew God name, EHEIH, pronounced Ehayah. Feel the vibration as though it comes from that sphere. Feel the whole universe harmonize with the sound. Vibrate it a total of 4 times. See a beam of light descend into the throat and form a sphere there of white light. Vibrate. Elohim. Pronounced Yahavah Elohim 4 times. This is the God name associated with Doth, the shadowy known sephir of the tree of life that you will learn about in your required reading. For this grade, see the beam of light descend into the center of the torso, to the solar plexus, behind and slightly beneath the base of the sternum. See it form a sphere of white brilliance there. Vibrate 4 times the God name, Lao, pronounced Eao. Jao stands for Isis, Apophis, and Osiris. This is a god name that encompasses the chief characters in the myth of Osiris, which you will learn about in the assigned reading. Allow the beam to descend through the abdomen to the genitals and groin and form a brilliant sphere there. Vibrate 4 times. Shaddai El Chai, which means Almighty Living God. Pronounce the CHs in the name of the class cycle composer Bach, and pronounce the AI in Shaddai and Chayas in the word I. Allow the beam to descend to the feet, forming a sphere half above the ground and half below the ground. Vibrate 4 times. At an oil Haratz, meaning Lord of the Earth, pronounced Adonai Haaretz. Now visualize and feel the whole pillar of light traversing the height of fire body. Feel it firmly rooted in the void over your head and firmly planted in the earth beneath your feet. Light is the essence of manifestation. It is carried forth into manifestation via darkness. Feel the density of your body showing forth the brilliance within, like darkness bringing forth light. Turn the attention to the sphere at the feet. Inhale as you draw a shimmering stream of white light up in an arc along the right side of the body and into the sphere overhead. Pause as it disappears into the brilliance. Then exhale as you allow it to stream down the left side of the body and into the sphere at the feet. Repeat this cycle slowly 3 more times, for a total of 4 rounds. Perform the same circulation of the light again, drawing at this time up the back and down the front of the body 4 times. Neophyte 73. 76 Chapter 4. Then give the sign of silence. Tum. Etzah. 74 Chapter 4. Then draw the energy up through the center of the body into the sphere over the head. Pause for a moment and then allow the energy to explode from above like a fountain and rain down into the sphere at the feet. Do this circulation 4 times or more, as desired. See the energy of the middle pillar expand gently, permeating an oval-shaped space around your body. Feel yourself floating in this light. The foundation of fire being is pure brilliance, on which you are suspended. Remain in this state for up to 20 minutes. Allow all thoughts and tensions to be consumed or extinguished by the brilliance. 4. Neophyte meditation. This meditation comes from your textbook, Regardes the Golden Dawn, page 52. You may wish either to stand or to sit in your chair in the middle of the circle. If you do either, face east. Or, if you have been lying down for the middle pillar, you may continue to do so. Let the neophyte consider a point as defined in mathematics having position but no magnitude, and let him note the ideas to which this gives rise. Concentrating their faculties on this, as a focus, let him endeavor to realize the immanence of the divine throughout nature, in all her aspects. Additional exercises. The 4 adorations. This exercise comes from the beginning of Israel Regardes' book, The 1-Year Manual. He presents them there as an ideal way to begin the discipline of ritual mysticism. Do these simple rituals at the assigned times of the day. They affirm your connection to the journey of the sun through the heavens. The solar logos is central to the golden dawn. The sun corresponds to Tiferet, which is the first sphere of consciousness that epitomizes adeptship. In these exercises, you begin to learn how to zero in on that principle by acknowledging the solar disk in its varying aspects. These exercises also introduce you to the symbolism of ancient Egypt, in which the sun was usually the primary focus. The written assignment for this grade, the Compendium of Gods, will require you to do research at your library, online, or in your assigned reading to acquaint yourself more with the Egyptian deities referenced in this exercise. In-depth study will repay you very well. In order to do these adorations effectively, you must perform the neophyte signs. These are presented in the teachings of the Golden Dawn as secret gestures that exemplify the spirit of the grade. The neophyte signs are the most important of all the grade signs in the outer order. There are two of them, the sign of the Enterer and the sign of silence, and the second completes the first, the sign of the Enterer. Stand erect. W with your palms facing downward. Draw your hands up the sides of fire body until they point, fingers forward, at either side of your head. Step forward with your left foot and thrust your arms forward. This sign assists you in sending your energy forward toward an object of adoration. It identifies you with that object, making a connection. The connection presumably can remain open even after the sign is completed. The sign of silence. This sign has the effect of withdrawing the energy projected in the sign of the Enterer and ending your identification with the object of adoration. It is also called the sign of Horus, or Harpocrates, and its significance is such as endless. Standing upright, bring your left index finger to your lips as though telling someone to be quiet. Simultaneously stamp your left foot, gently and firmly, Ra, at dawn, or upon rising, face east, give the sign of the Enterer, and say, Hail unto thee, who art Ra in thy rising, even unto thee who art Ra in thy strength, who travellest over the heavens in thy bark at the uprising of the sun. Tahiri standeth in his splendor at the prow, and Ra-Hor abideth at the helm. Hail unto thee from the abodes of night, then give the sign of silence. Hathor, at noon, face south, give the sign of the Enterer, and say, Hail unto thee who art Hathor in thy triumphing, even unto thee who art Hathor in thy beauty, who travellest over the heavens in thy bark at the mid-course of the sun. Tahiri standeth in his splendor at the prow, and Ra-Hor abideth at the helm. Hail unto thee from the abodes of the morning. Neophyte 75. 76 Chapter 4. Then give the sign of silence. Tum. At sunset, face west, give the sign of the Enterer, and say, Hail unto thee who art Tum in thy setting, even unto thee who art Tum in thy joy, who travellest over the heavens in thy bark at the down-going of the sun. Tahiri standeth in his splendor at the prow, and Ra-Hor abideth at the helm. Hail unto thee from the abodes of the day, then give the sign of silence. Kephra, at midnight, or upon going to sleep, face north, give the sign of the Enterer, and say, Hail unto thee who art Kephra in thy hiding, even unto thee who art Kephra in thy silence, who travellest over the heavens in thy bark at the midnight hour of the sun. Tahiri standeth in his splendor at the prow, and Ra-Hor abideth at the helm. Hail unto thee from the abodes of the evening, then give the sign of silence. Daily Tarot Card. Obtain a traditional weight tarot deck, such as Los Scarabia's Universal Tarot. Every day, in the morning, shuffle the deck. Intend to draw a card that represents an important spiritual issue to focus on for the day. Think of nothing else but that intention as you shuffle. Draw a single card. Look at it openly for several moments without analyzing or thinking on what you see. Allow yourself to become excited or moved by the image, intentionally amplifying whatever impression you get, if any. You may choose to imagine yourself peering